So I'm here with Nadine, Dixie, and we're in Bedford. Okay, now if you don't know where Bedford is, neither did I. It's in the Eastern Cape somewhere. Although I will say it's been absolutely beautiful, and thank you very much for a lovely 3 days. Nadine, tell us a little bit. You know, yourself and Kim, we did a lovely video with Kim in her garden as well. You guys have been on an interesting sort of journey. You know, what is your experience? You're farmers here, etc. But what is the whole thing with investing in property and even looking internationally?
When we sold our farm, which borders Bedford, it was expropriated and we got compensated. So
it was land expropriation with compensation.
With compensation, and so I knew, because we bordered Bedford, I knew that we needed to get our money offshore for the future. So I did a lot of scouting around and on the internet, came across IPS, didn't have the trust. So I was a bit nervous, so I wanted to buy property overseas. So I went with a friend of mine whose son was doing it already over there. And I had to set up a trust, I had to set up a company that owned, the trust owned, and we bought this beautiful flat that I'd never seen, and they fixed it up, and then we had this flat. But
in England,
London. And the costs of running the trust was exorbitant for us. So we ended up selling it, but we did very well. So we weren't complaining, and the trust structures, etc., saved us on the capital gains. Anyway, that was a whole another thing. So once we had done that and had a taste of being courageous, because it takes a lot of guts to do these things.
Like, don't get me wrong, like buying a property in Bedford's hard enough, let alone in Cape Town. But once you start going overseas, it's a whole different story. Like.
Yeah, but when you are forced to start looking, you forced out of your comfort zones, you have to do something.
Yeah.
So we still live in Bedford. We're hiring land. We bought a little piece. Yeah, that my husband is a farmer, so he's going to have to do it. And so I carried on following you, IPS, and I followed your journey, and just seeing your evolvement as a person as well as a business person. Just it was exactly what I was going through, but on a very smaller scale, because I don't have your energy. And I've got 3 kids and all the rest. So, so when Wealth Migrate happened, and I saw, and living in Bedford, you have to do everything on the computer, although our Wi-Fi is not good. So, I got onto the internet and went on to Wealth Migrate, followed it a bit, put my kids on, put myself on, but never actually took the step to invest. And then the opportunity came to become a wealth partner, and I thought, bugger it, I'm going straight to
the top.
So that's how I got in, and that's after quite a few years of watching YouTube clips, watching your journey, and just seeing who you connected with. And so you gained my trust from the internet.
Yeah. No,
and that's scary. I mean, now you're here, and I'm so chuffed. I feel like I'm
with a camera. Someone else is going to be watching this video, basically.
Yeah. So that's my journey. Yeah.
And tell me, just my last question would be, what's important to you about the fact that if you take your story, where firstly you had property in South Africa, then you tried to buy overseas, or you did buy overseas, but it's costly, and as you know, it's not only expensive, but it's very difficult.
Yes.
And quite frankly, it's very prohibitive to most people. Unless they sold a farm, they couldn't do it.
Yes.
Sort of. And to some extent, you could argue that you bet the farm on it. But anyway.
Exactly. Yeah.
But my point being is that now that technology not only enables people to do a lot easier, safer, and simpler.
Yeah.
What does it mean to you in terms of not only your family, but just the bigger picture as to how people can participate now? Using technology and being able to access not only good properties in South Africa, but in England, Australia, America. What does that mean to people?
It's hope. It's hope. It's just being able to be part of a community that's not just a little one. It's a global community. And the one thing that really grabs me is that my kids can own property overseas, and they don't even have to be 18.
Yeah.
It's mind-blowing. And so they can carry on, and I just think exponential scalability, all that is just the way to go.
No, look, I mean, to finish off, I think you've summed up something perfectly there, which is that if we want to be global citizens, our most important responsibility is actually to empower our kids to be global citizens. You know, and in our generation, it was an important thing, but for them, it's a necessity. And I think what's wonderful with technology now is that they can participate with very small amounts of money, but get the knowledge and the learning. You know, and that's what excites me. You know,
and on the knowledge and the learning, just going onto your inner circle and doing those 8 steps. I just did them very briefly, but I learned so much. So, you know, I know it's quite expensive for a South African to participate in the Genius U, but I can't afford not to. It's
free. What are you going to pay for data?
Well, Bedford's quite expensive. No, but you can't afford to stop learning.
Yeah.
Even when you're 50. So
no, look, I think that's a wonderful, and I think I'll finish off with that comment where you can't afford to stop learning, but also where the world's changed is you need to learn while doing.
The disruptive technology is going to change the world.
No, well, it's wonderful to have you part of it, and thanks so much for bringing me here to your community and sharing. It's been a wonderful couple of days, so we really appreciate it. And like I said with Kim, it for me epitomizes what it is to be a wealth partner, which is how do we grow and share the knowledge with people around the world, and it starts with all of us. You know, it reminds me of the starfish story. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
I have.
You know, and it just, I mean, for those who haven't heard of it, you know, there's this old man walking along the beach with a young boy, and the old man keeps going down and getting the starfish and throwing in the sea. And the young boy says, "Why are you doing this? There's thousands of starfish on the beach." And he picks one up and throws it in the sea. And he says, "Well, it mattered for that starfish." And you know, really, what you've done here with Kim is amazing, because you know, I hope we've impacted 40 people's lives, and 40 becomes 400, and 40 400 becomes 4,000, etc., etc. So thank you for everything you're doing.
Wonderful.
Really appreciate it.
Thanks for coming. We're very privileged.
Cool. Cheers.